What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, Season 6, Episode 4. So in this one, the team's still investigating the bubble. So, they launch rockets again, have another strange encounter again. And so there's like some weird GPS data that's, that they deal with. There's like some intrusion from that's like some wireless intrusion. And then, so there's something with like the hole they built, like the borehole. It's not as big as they want, but they're like, screw it, we'll just get what we can in it instead of wasting time trying to get a bigger hole. Which, makes sense. I would agree with that. If you can get some equipment in there, I'd say just say screw and deal with it. And that's what they're doing. So they're putting some I think it's like jelly like cement esque material to like prevent cave in so they can get sensors in there. Figure out what's inside the mesa, instead of just blow up the mesa like they should. But yeah, I thought this was like a, good episode. The tests were interesting, I like to see what goes on, like what's in the mesa, what's the deal with the bubble, you know. And of course they go over like the teeth, like the dire wolf bones they found, you know. And it looks like based on the previews, that's gonna be playing to a role next week. So yeah, I like this episode. Look forward to next week's. Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, Season 3, Episode 4. So this one's basically kind of a continuation of last week. So, the team is working with Chris Bledsoe, who's had alleged experiences, and they bring his daughter, Emily, on. So, who's also allegedly experienced, and compare how their brainwaves work in regards to, the various phenomena, and, compare to, those who have not had alleged experiences like they have. And so, yeah, they perform some tests. Seems like so wherever they're at, so there's like phenomena that it's almost like it's a switch. Like there's it's almost like they're almost like it's like they're like a transmitter or something, and they're able to like pick it up or pick up signals like for whatever reason. Yeah, and so they do basically it's like what the signals do is all what it does when someone's like the flow state that athletes get. Anyone who's watched Blue Lock or read Blue Lock knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, there's something with like similar to the flow state. And yeah, they test that, and yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I mean, I bet the Bledsoes are gonna play a role in later episodes, just because that's probably something to revisit. And I agree, that is something they need to revisit, like not just from a show standpoint, but from a research standpoint. But yeah, I like this episode. Look forward to next week, see what else the team researches. Trainwreck Cruise. So this is a Netflix documentary and the Trainwreck series about the what's called the Poop Cruise incident, which was with the Carnival Triumph, a very ironic name. Lost power due to there was a fire in the aft engine room due to a design failure, and basically all power's out, all plumbing was gone. So basically, for going to the bathroom, they couldn't flush. Like plumbing, so basically, they could piss in the shower, and if they had to poop, they had to poop in these red bags. Yeah, and leave them out for people to pick them up. Now, okay, and so yeah, and so this had interviews with various passengers and crew members from that. So how basically how chaotic things were. So like you had all these tents made out of like bed sheets, and people were fighting over deck chairs so that they could, you know, basically sit in so they could have some shade. Then when the one time where the bar basically there was one day where they gave free beer to everyone. People got drunk very quickly, very chaotic. Apparently, there was one married couple that decided to just do it in front of everyone. Like, yeah, there was definitely a lot of interesting. And so yeah, one of the crew members who I guess who was from the Soviet Union, like grew up back when Russia was called the Soviet Union. Like, oh yeah, people hoarding food for themselves. Yeah, yeah, do you want yeah, that I'm not surprised by all this. Yeah, she was talking about I guess people who I guess Americans are not used to that, which is true. And she joked how like on cruises she basically says there's a lot of sex going on, I guess amongst crew members because there's not many people around. She says she was not in her cabin room when power went out. So yeah, there was a lot of humor in this. You had the three bachelorette party people. They were a little annoying. Then the one guy who was like basically there with his fiance and his fiance's family to try to get her family to like him, which he was successful at. You know, there were some videos I guess that he recorded that were used in the documentary. How his search for a bathroom because he didn't want to use the red bag, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to use it either. I'd rather take a crap over the side. Yep. Oh yeah, apparently. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So when people got drunk, some of them were pissing over the side of the boat. And so that's one of the things you're told not to do on a cruise is piss over the side of a boat. And apparently someone got drunk, threw a poop bag, and the wind blew it into someone below in a lower deck. So someone got covered in someone else's poop. Oh, I tell you, if I was in that, I would not be happy. And yeah. And then of course, when the tugboats like started driving the mobile, it tilted, that caused everything to spill. I would say the visuals, it's freaking disgusting. Like I had to look away, and I truly don't need to look away. I had to look away because that was so freaking disgusting. But yeah, as far as I saw this because it looked interesting, came up. I never saw an ad for it. Netflix needs to do better at their advertising, especially for their documentaries. But yeah, I thought this was good. Good overview of what was a very interesting news story back in 2013. You know, Carnival. This is probably one of Carnival's most infamous mishaps. So yeah, overall, I thought this was a good documentary. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.